I am confused. Oh, I'm in the middle, aren't I? Yes. God, no wonder I was confused. I was like, what? What's going on? Because I'm dumb. And I started us on the wrong file. I played this forever ago, so that was my old one that I didn't remember the story at all for. So that's why I'm confused. Excellent. I'm just dumb. Got it. Anyway, that we moved past me being stupid. Which happens. It happens. I apologize. I did not mean it. Go. 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 Maybe.
To stay here until my research is complete. I'd better learn to hide my true nature from the mortals.
Yeah.
But what about my thirst for blood?
Well, now there's rats. Okay, refill. I don't. Didn't think there was anything to refill anyway, but. What? I wanted to. Dorothy. Nurse Crane, did you need me?
Yes, Nurse Crane? How can I help you?
I'm so sorry. I know Dr. Swansea wanted you to rest, but we have somewhat of a crisis.
A crisis, you say?
Our supply of antiseptics is nearly depleted. I was hoping there was another box up here, but...
Wait, yeah.
What type of hospital are you running? No antiseptics?
You have been away too long, Doctor. With the war and now this epidemic, supplies have been running scarce for months now.
I may have a solution. In France, during the war, drugs shortage was a daily problem, and we had to use our wits to overcome the shortages.
However do you mean?
If you drink my chocolate
If
milk,
combined
Roger, I will
correctly,
make you into a hat.
certain household chemical products can be used in a pinch instead. Now, where's the hospital storeroom?
The storeroom? Fat chance. This is the Pembroke, and space is luxury we don't have. Everything used to be stored in the old morgue.
Okay.
Perhaps I should look there first. Where is this morgue?
It's the large building behind the hospital. You'll need to go in the back door because it's been sealed off for sanitary reasons. Take this key. It opens a small back entrance at the end of a narrow street.
The abandoned morgue behind the hospital. A small door at the end of a narrow street. On my way then. Thank you, nurse.
Real quick.
Yes, Doctor?
What's that talking about? Don't you ever sleep?
Why then do you always work the nights? Don't you ever sleep?
At the Pembroke, we're always hands on deck.
But you have to sleep.
Lack of sleep and the medical profession always ends in disaster. I've witnessed many a colleague succumb to stimulants to fight exhaustion. Drugs were as deadly as bullets in the trenches.
London's trenches start here at Pembroke Hospital. We are on the front line, make no mistake.
When do you sleep?
Your dedication to the Pembroke does you credit, Nurse Crane, but when do you sleep?
We staff get our sleep when we can, Doctor. Nursing is a vocation, not the labor of a journeyman.
You need to sleep. How's her? She's got 3 hints to go. Oh, she's a pillar. Probably shouldn't kill her. Or I could kill her. Or I should not kill her.
Exactly how bad is the supply situation here at Pembroke?
It really depends. Dr. Swansea deftly works his society contacts for monies, but with the quarantine, well, we're in God's hands.
Please, could you point me in the direction of the morgue again?
It's the large boarded-up building behind the hospital. You can't miss it.
Okay.
The key I gave you will open the small back door to it.
Okay.
That's all for now, Nurse Crane, thank you.
Tootles. Firstly, though. I think
The flower's dying. It needs water.
I gotta find water for my flower, apparently. Okay, there's nothing I can't make here. Right, yeah, I need stiff. Which one was it? This one? This one. Which one? That one. Hey! Might be useful. Kill that one doctor. You okay?
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon at the Pembroke Hospital. And who are you?
Your name has no meaning to me, mortal. You're nothing but dust blown by the winds of eternity.
I beg your pardon?
What are you begging for, mortal? My clemency? Well, tonight maybe I'm inclined to mercy. You'll never forget the night you met Thelma Howcroft.
You keep calling me mortal. Why is that? And if I'm mortal, what are you?
Well, Dr. Reed, if you must know, I'm a vampire.
Me too! Let's be best friends. No.
And why do you believe you're a vampire?
I don't need to believe anything. It is what I am. It is what I feel within this hollow shell of flesh.
Please, describe to me how you feel. What is it like to be a vampire?
I can hear my body crumble from the inside as my flesh cracks and fades. I sense the last pulse of postulant blood within my drying veins. I need new blood.
I see. Have you ever heard of Cotard's syndrome, Miss Howcroft?
Never.
It's a mental illness discovered by a French neurologist named Jules Cotard. The affected patients are delusional. They believe that they are putrefying, that they are dead, a ghost or a ghoul, or in your case, a vampire.
Delusional, you say? Oh, sad and petty mortal. You can't even begin to understand the concept of immortality. And you think it is I who am delusional.
Technically, yeah. So that's interesting, actually. Never heard of that. Cotard syndrome. Oh, I don't want to kill her. I'm just gonna kill a-holes. The ones that deserve it. Definitely kill the ones that deserve it.
I'm assuming you must be a patient here. Am I right, Miss Howcroft?
It's only a cover. To hide from my enemies. I can leave whenever I want. As a woman, a spirit, fog, or bat.
Who are these enemies you mentioned? Can you describe them?
I cannot say for sure. But I sense their eyes on me from nearby. I feel them watching me every time I visit the garden near the morgue.
Interesting.
The staff here are not your enemy. They're here to help you, to care for you.
I'm not speaking of the doctors in white. I'm speaking of the men and women who hunt me. For I am a vampire.
I see. Don't worry. These people will not find you here. I'll personally make sure they leave you alone.
Thank you, mortal. But do not interfere with them, for you are no match for those that hunt me.
This is investigation. That's interesting. What? There's we're tracking it. Find out who's spying on Thelma, and they've got this one, which is the pharmacy. Interesting.
I'll leave you,
Oh, well,
Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
Okay. Can I just have like a little list then? 'Cause that'd be nice. Wait, it's not one track. Oh, I can have one at a time? Oh, crap. What was that now? Hmm. Oh shit, I was trying to parry. That didn't work out very well. Die. Okay, definitely one-handed way to go here. Ooh. Take the blood samples, that would be nice. Maybe I would use those for a tonic or something. Ooh. Good on you two.
So, Mr. Hooks and Nurse Hawkins are an item. Those two have hidden their affections well.
Well, can you blame them? They're an interracial couple like 100 years ago. I got some bullets. Let's see. Oops, the wrong one. Two-handed did not work out very well. Oh no, I want the machete in this one. And then I want... Sure. It's backup. Yeah, why not? Ooh, into the secret area. So go inside the morgue and see if we can find some stuff to help restock on the supplies. And I finished my chocolate milk too. Maybe if it loads, just take a while to load. There's tartrate, quinine, sodium hypochlorite. Interesting. Oh, this is just way back out? Oh, okay, I didn't know if it was going to open up into a new area or not. Guess not. Whoops. My bad. Come on, game. I know it's hard. I know. So we're back outside, which is not really where I wanted to be. My health isn't exactly so tiny. Come on, there we go. Fill that back up. Fill it back up. So let's go back inside the morgue, and we'll just remember that all the exterior doors just lead out. That has to load. And then after I think we'll just hang around Pembroke for a while and see how much stuff I can get picked up for quests. Let's see if I can go. I want to get Dr. Aykroyd's stuff up. I would like to kill him. I remember the other one, the really young one that was like totally into experimentation. I'm kind of iffy with him, but we'll watch. We'll see. And the ones that I decide should be killed, will be killed. Because now I get to play God, Judge, or to play Judge, Jury, and Executioner. That's what I mean. Not playing God. I'm not creating anything. Is nobody in here? File. No. Oh, it's up. Okay, well, real quick, let's search this room. I didn't search it and make sure nobody was in here. Maybe I did. I don't know. Ooh, 5 shillings. Hell yeah. Not a lot of money, but it's something. Where it is. Forgot to look at tools.
Behavior is similar to the infected William Bishop. Must be the same strain. This sickness moves faster than influenza.
Oh, quinine. Quinine? Quinine. Quinine? Quinine. I'm not sure which one that is. Is that mine? It's 2 shillings, so whatever, but still 2 more shillings than I had. They must not show up. They do.
This key will surely grant me access to the basement.
Nice. Ooh, bullets, nice. Can't do that. There we go. That should stun him a little bit better, I'm thinking. We'll see how well that train of thought actually works. Sample. Hopefully that helps. Search this floor, not just the basement. Oh, Jesus! I saw you. don't show up. I don't know. Doesn't seem like they do. Definitely do not want to accidentally leave a rogue skull on my 6 as I'm walking downstairs. Should be good. Nice.
These skulls feed from corpses and the husks of bones. They're not after blood.
Not stun damage, just straight up damage, you know. Man. There. Nice. Whoopsie. Set a shotgun. Put the revolver on, that might be better. More bullets. More rounds before I have to reload. They don't show up. Oh, they do. Oh, they do show up. Okay, awesome. Walls. I thought I didn't want to. More blood, please. Thank you. Okay, and now you're dead. He's still preoccupied. Someone's there. That was what was shiny. Okay. Maybe that's something. Those files can't hurt. And I just wasted that. We're getting there. Where's Torque? King Corpse is a boss fight here. No! Nope. Damn it. Back up. back up. I need your blood. Gotcha. Thank you.
These scowls can be so ferocious. I'm not sure I can defeat them without becoming stronger.
Yeah.
To drink blood is so tempting.
Sodium hypochlorite. Dangerous to administer, but efficient in the proper dosage.
Look, we're gonna have to drink blood. We're a vampire now. Okay? But we'll pick and choose, and we'll only kill the horrible people. The ones we really hate. Oh, yeah, of course. I must have missed the first torture then. Where did I miss that? Hello? Wait a minute. Oh, we're benched, but I still have a fair structure. That's better, much better. Upstairs somewhere. Oh, okay. How on earth did I miss that? Upstairs, upstairs. Upstairs again? So tough look. Did I miss it? Oh, I totally did.
Balls of Mars. Fortifiers. As popular as they are ineffective. But they do contain iron tartrate, and that might prove itself useful.
Okay. Well. Down here. Blood. Need more blood. Nope. Okay, like an inside view of the. Oh. It's through here, I think. Yeah, it was. Okay. I just completely forgot where the heck that workbench was. Hi, Mr. Truck, with your high beams on. What did I need to make? Fatigue. Okay. I'm gonna have to keep my eye out for some supplies for that stuff. I could use the skull that's up there to restore my blood on. Oh, hi, buddy. Need your blood. Oh, I hit stop. a decent amount of blood out of him. Got one more. Nice! Okay, let me just keep picking up stuff. I still got a decent amount of blood on me. Another one. Is that it? Rest to evolve. At least I can evolve again after all this. Jeez. Nice. Fantastic. Okay. And they're dropping the stuff I need. Because we have one person we can try to cure. Is this stone? Yeah. So we've got one clay or something I can cure fatigue, and then I might be able to... If I can get them all healthy, and then I can just figure out who I want to kill, who I want to keep, who's necessary, who needs to die slowly. Probably not all of them. I have to be really choosy about who I kill, because I feel like there's going to be long-term repercussions if I don't. If I just go off and kill people. Be choosy about my murder, I guess. Because they're like that. Just want to kill everyone. Hey, kitty. Catch keeping company. Well, and chat is, of course, but cats aren't a very physical sense. Oh yeah, that's where we saw the doctor shoot up. Oh, I gotta talk to him. I saw you taking drugs, Mr. Doctor. Remember, he was in the front part. Him and Milton both were.
The pain. It's here again.
You just sit and hang out, Thelma. We'll take care of you. Aha! Tippets, 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 Tippets. I saw you using drugs, Mr. Tippets.
Good evening, Dr. Tippets.
Dr. Reed, any good news to share?
I know you're taking drugs, Corcoran. Why take such a risk?
I need it to endure the long shifts. We have no idea how long the epidemic will last. We can't let it win.
It's...
I understand the gesture, Doctor. An immediate answer to an emergency situation, but this can't be a long-term solution.
Thank you for your understanding, my dear colleague. And be assured, I have total control of my consumption.
Mm-hmm. Two more hits. Dang it.
Goodbye, Dr. Tippets.
Okay, well, okay. You know what? I get that then, and I'll be a little nice about that. sorry. Oh. Must be a later thing. Okay, where is Milton at? There's Brannigan. The Hawkins. Probably kill Clay next. Where are you?
Please, sir. I need help bad.
What's going on?
I'm Blight, sir. Newton Blight. I've lost my mate. Can't find him anywhere.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed from the Pembroke Hospital. Please, calm down and give me more details.
Oswald and myself were both infantry, sir. We were en route for the hospital, but... well, we had a disagreement. And Oswald ran off towards the canal.
How long have you been searching for him?
I can't go there. Too many rats by the water. Fucking rats. Can't stand them since the war, sir. Can't stand them at all.
Don't be ashamed, Mr. Blight.
Yeah.
Many soldiers who survived the trenches suffer from musophobia.
Yeah.
I'll see what I can do for your friend.
Literally, they had rats crawling on them.
This is a dangerous part of town. What are you doing here?
We were looking for the Pembroke Hospital. We both need help. Treatment, I mean. To get some sleep. Just need to feel better, sir.
What can you tell me about yourself?
I'm Oswald's best friend. We served in the same regiment, sir. We've taken care of each other since we came back from the front.
That's nice.
What can you tell me about your friend?
His name is Oswald Thatcher. We survived the war together. Oswald is... nervous and quite fragile since we came back from the war.
Makes sense.
Where was your friend the last time you saw him?
He went down by the canal. He didn't want to go to the hospital. I think he went to the sewers on purpose. So I couldn't go after him.
I have all the information I need for now. If I find anything out about your friend, I'll let you know as soon as I can.
Thank you,
100%.
Dr. Reed.
I can talk to Clay. Since all that. Oh, of course, he's fucking pissing. What's that small bottle? Well, I'll let him pee in privacy. I mean, jeez. Can't be rude.
Is Pembroke still standing after this
Good
Brannigan.
evening, nurse. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed, the new surgeon here at the Pembroke.
Dr. Swansea has already told us about you, sir. I'm Nurse Gwyneth Brannigan. Welcome to the Pembroke Hospital.
Did he really? It's a good thing I wasn't hoping to keep a low profile.
All members of staff have already read about your new blood transfusion technique. Dr. Swansea made sure of that.
I see. Well, I'm a little surprised, but I suppose I'll just have to deal with this unexpected notoriety.
You must know, blood transfusions are Dr. Swansea's primary subject of research. He is convinced it is the future.
It is, though.
How are things here?
Not good, to say the least. We're struggling against an invisible enemy, more lethal than any bullet from a gun.
True.
It's hard, Doctor.
An invisible enemy? Quite a poetic term for a disease, especially from a nurse.
Sorry, Doctor. These last few weeks have been exhausting. We could all do with a good night's sleep.
Yeah, I'm sure you could.
Do you think this hospital can survive the epidemic?
We are all volunteers here, and we're trying to hold fast, but how do we beat an invisible killer? Some nurses have already resigned.
I don't blame him. At all.
I'm not familiar with all the staff yet. Perhaps you could help me.
Brilliant professionals, most of them. Dr. Swansea has a gift for recruiting talent.
Most of them. Is there a problem I should know about, nurse?
It would be inappropriate for me to speak ill of a colleague.
Is there anyone that stands out?
Well, I have never met someone as dedicated as Dr. Tippett. He should be a standard for us all here. If only he were younger.
Why should his age be a problem?
I guess it's fair to say he's always pushing himself to the limits. He just doesn't know when to stop and get some rest.
Nurse Brannigan, if you do know something, please tell me. Anything you say will be held in confidence.
No. I may disagree with some conduct, but in the end, everybody is doing their best.
I like you, Nurse Brannigan.
Do you require medical assistance, nurse?
Thank you for your concern, but I'm fine.
Interesting. Oh, I see. Healthy. No. Crap, did I just go these Tippett level.
Why does Dr. Tippett's claim you're the main reason he keeps working, despite his fatigue?
If it wasn't for him, I probably would have left the Pembroke years ago.
Dr. Tippett does not think of you as just a nurse anymore, does he?
If you're suggesting he's not taking my gender into consideration when it comes to medical practice and knowledge, I really hope he doesn't.
I was going somewhere else with that.
Tell me, nurse, did you know Dr. Tippett was addicted to medication?
I suspected this behavior for some time, but never dared to ask him about it. Until the day he confessed to me.
Why would he confess to you about his addiction, Nurse Brannigan?
Don't you know you doctors can't hide anything from a nurse? We're always there, even if you don't notice us.
Do you consider yourselves our confessors, Nurse Brannigan?
I wouldn't dare, Dr. Reed. But I'm intrigued. How did you discover Dr. Tippett's secret?
What can I say? I seem to have a knack for discovering secrets.
And for hiding them as well.
Ooh, she knows. She's like, you're not legit.
Do you approve of his addiction?
Of course I don't approve. But I understand he needs it to fight the exhaustion. Let's hope he'll stop injecting himself once the epidemic is over.
It was a long 4 years last time.
Then we'll have to convince him to stop. I believe he's still in control of his addiction, for now. But we must remain vigilant.
That's very true.
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
Hey, Tippett, come here. Brannigan has hots for you, and you two should totally get married. Play matchmaker!
Good evening, Dr. Tippett.
Dr. Reed, any good news to share?
You're exhausting yourself, Corcoran. Maybe you should think about preserving your strength.
No. We must keep on healing all those poor souls. We are the last rampart before chaos. Once more, unto the breach.
God, dude.
Nurse Brannigan is worried about you, Doctor.
She should not have told you that. I will have a word with her.
You don't have to blame her for her honesty.
I'm not that kind of man, my dear Jonathan. Actually, Nurse Brannigan's opinion is the only one I may listen to.
So there's a couple hints I need to sit with him. Right? How many? Oh god, there are 2 more. Just himself. Ugh. I'm worried he's gonna screw up and kill somebody though. Like, that is my worry with him.
Goodbye, Dr. Tippett.
We must prove what we are capable of. It is now.
And she's got 2 hints too. Okay.
Good evening, Mr. Cox.
Dr. Reed. Still working at night, I see. I like that.
And why is that?
People who don't sleep at night always seem more alive to me. More interesting, one way or another.
Do you ever think about that poor fellow I saw you push in the water?
The wound he gave me will make sure I don't forget him. Still fucking hurts. Boss had cut me good.
That man was determined to murder you. You almost died.
What a surprise. The first time I met him, he nearly shit himself. Fucking coward. I guess revenge gives you balls.
What did he want? Revenge?
I recently had to kill his brother. Poor arsehole thought it would be easy to return the favour.
This is a common bug, alright.
Only the strongest survive, then. Survival at all costs. Is that all you think
You're on
about?
the kill
I'm
list.
the toughest bastard you'll ever meet, Dr. Reed. And I don't give a fuck what you think of me.
How is your hospitalization going, Mr. Cox?
This is a shitty place with shitty staff. But as long as I'm treated all right, I'll be fine.
What's wrong with the Pembroke staff?
That bastard you sent to bring me here, Milton. I thought he was going to break all my bones before I reached my bed.
I see. Any other smart comments?
The nurses aren't too ugly. Especially that foxy one, Nurse Crane. Pretty brunette, tough
Dorothy.
attitude, all like that.
What's wrong with the hospital?
Come on, Dr. Reed. The place is a dump. Smelly, sad, and dirty.
But you're alive thanks to the efforts and dedication of the staff here, aren't you?
What are you expecting, a medal? I thought that saving lives was just part of the job. Must be an unsatisfactory profession at this time, I'm sure.
Well, you're on the kill list. But I need to give you that treatment for fatigue.
How long do you think you can escape the law, Clay?
I know this city like the back of my hand, Doc. I know its streets, who to pay, who to avoid, and who to bully. I won't get caught.
If blood and violence is all you understand, I'm sure it won't be long before you meet them, Mr. Cox.
I ain't afraid of death. I don't hide who I am. I live my life honestly, which is more than I could say for most folks.
And who are you, then?
I'm the leader of the Wet Boot Boys. One day, I'll leave this shitty place and punch in the face all who thought I would not come back.
So he's got two more.
I'll leave you for now, Mr. Cox.
This is gonna be the longest part, is like getting all... I don't know them. Two of you. I don't want to kill you though, and I like Strickland. Aykroyd's on the kill list, but I need more Mesmerize. If I met Thomas Elwood, let's do that. Like. Oh, Pippa. Where's that shit over here? It's a while ago.
Now,
Milton, there he is.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
I have some good news, Milton.
What? The epidemic's over?
I retrieved your wallet with all the money and a certain picture.
Well, yeah, Pippa Hawkins is my girl. So what? Is it the difference of skin colour that bothers you?
Not at all, Milton.
Good. Please, take this money anyway. To remind you to keep your mouth shut. Not everybody is as broad-minded as you, Dr. Reed.
True.
Why do you have such a mediocre reputation among your colleagues, Milton?
Fuck them. Nobody knows the horrors I've seen since working here. This city was sick long before the epidemic, Dr. Reed.
I know it's a difficult task, but correct me if I'm wrong. Is this not the job you are paid to do?
I've seen babies left to die while their brothers were properly fed.
Yep.
Underage girls and boys sold to all manner of perverts.
Yep.
I'm sorry, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, exactly. We lack words. So excuse me if I don't look on the bright side of life.
Yeah. Humanity's actually better nowadays, which is sad, because it's still really messed up.
What's going on between you and Nurse Hawkins?
Pippa's tired. Tired of all this shit. Tired of all those corpses piling up.
I can't blame
She's
her.
as depressed as I am.
During the war, I witnessed a few couples just like you come together in difficult circumstances. It can be very damaging.
Maybe you're right. But we support each other, and that's all that matters.
Good point.
You do realize you could both get fired. Hospital staff are not meant to have intimate relationships with one another.
Come on, Dr. Reed. Do you know how many rules are broken in this hospital every day just to keep it running? There's nothing wrong with what we're doing.
There's not, no. How many more hints do I need for you? Ooh. Oh, but I like Milton. I mean, he's an asshole. He's also a merchant, and I really don't want to do that.
I'd like to see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reed. A reliable gun is what everybody needs these days.
Actually, we can sell some stuff. Mission. Full of alcohol, small bottle, cigarette case. Do I not have any that I can sell them? Okay. Oh, 286 damage, holy crap. I don't have enough though. Dang, I want that. A lot of parts too. That's really good to know, actually. I don't really want to kill him if he's a merchant. There we go.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
I guess I have.
Pepper, I know you're very close to Milton Hooks.
Yes? Milton Hooks is my man.
No, I'm not gonna.
If you want to report me for that, just feel free, Doctor.
I do that.
I have no intention of reporting you, Nurse Hawkins. But are you aware of the risks?
The rules say I won't be allowed to work as a nurse anymore. But here at the Pembroke, we break rules all the time.
Is he worth the risk?
Hey, I'm no perfect woman, and Milton is not the finest bloke. But we do our best to get by. That's all any of us can hope for nowadays.
It's really irritating. I think you're... Okay.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Finally, you've returned, Doctor. Did you find anything of value?
Yes, Nurse.
You've worked your first miracle, Doctor. Now, this patient here needs immediate treatment.
Duty calls. When the storm has passed, I'll show you how to mix the remedy yourself with the same basic ingredients.
Many thanks, Doctor. When you've finished, you ought to report to Dr. Swansea in his office. He's been looking for you. Seemed pressing.
Jesus, decrease the blood quality.
I'm all right.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed. Can I help at all?
No.
Really? Why are you here, then?
I don't want to talk. My throat hurts too much.
I suppose that this pain is the reason you're here. Is someone taking care of you?
Yes. And no.
Could you at least tell me your name, sir?
Mortimer. Mortimer Goswick.
How painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So painful I'd rather not talk at all, Doctor.
I'll let you get some rest, then.
I'm all right.
Good evening, Mr. Goswick. How are you?
I'm okay.
How painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So painful I'd rather not talk at all, Doctor.
I'm sure you realize a doctor and his patient have to communicate, sir. Would it help if I gave you some paper and a pen?
Not really.
I see. Then maybe it's not just your throat that hurts, Mr. Goswick.
Eh.
Perhaps your sore throat is just the consequence of something more hurtful.
Yes, maybe. But I don't want to talk or even write about it now.
Okay.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Goswick.
I don't want to talk, Doctor.
Do you need any help?
I'm afraid I may, sir. I don't mean to be a burden.
I'll give the medicine.
You are not a burden, sir. Healing you is my responsibility.
And you have my gratitude for that.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Goswick.
I don't want to talk, Doctor.
I have to go now, sir. But don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
I'm alright. Don't waste your time with me.
That's bad mental health over there. No.
Good evening, madam. Can I help you?
It's my son who needs you, sir.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. How can I help your son?
I'm Beatrice Goswick, mother of Mortimer Goswick.
Okay.
Could you check on him, please, Dr. Reed? I've heard much of your talents as a physician.
What can you tell me about yourself, Mrs. Goswick?
Not much to say. Just take care of my Mortimer and I'll cover all the expenses. That's all that matters.
He's that
Are
rich.
you really that rich? Most of the patients here are of a more humble origin, if I may say so.
Yes. Thanks to my husband. May he rest in peace. I can cover any needed medical expenses.
May I ask if you have an occupation, Mrs. Goswick?
I'm a teacher by profession. I teach young women who are more ambitious about their futures than their families.
Nice.
What do you think of your reception here? Any complaints?
I have had the uttermost reservations about this hospital since we arrived. But we had no other choice, considering the state of emergency.
Is there something in particular that's bothering you?
Some of the staff were not especially welcoming. I suspect they're not accustomed to dealing with patients of such social standing.
Tell me more about your arrival at the Pembroke Hospital. What gave you such a bad first impression?
The ambulance driver was quite rude, for a start. And that nurse, Miss Hawkins, seems to have quite a dubious attitude.
What do you mean?
She managed to secure a bed for my son despite the epidemic. It was a relief, but it wasn't cheap.
Pippa.
She charged you for a bed?
Yes, and I paid without question, considering the urgency of the situation.
I share your concern, Mrs. Goswick. Be sure that I'll talk to the people involved.
I don't expect compensation, Dr. Reed. But I'm aware such behavior would not be tolerated in other hospitals.
Another hint there. A couple of hints. Hint there. Personal questions. Hints, hints, hints.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
Sweet girl. Reads me like a book. I'm never gonna keep anything from her.
Oh, Harvey. We'll get you out of here, don't you worry. Yeah, I know.
Thelma Howcroft said she was being watched by vampire hunters. Where are they hiding? I should investigate.
I understand you must be very angry about this unfair situation. I managed to arrange to have you buried in the same mass grave as your wife. I hope that might help.
Oh, that's a surprise. Not really sure how to get.
I'm sorry you ended up on a plain and cold medical bench, sir. I understand you must be very angry about this unfair situation. I managed to arrange to have you buried in the same mass grave as your wife. I hope that might help.
Let's go upstairs. No idea if I can get this, but I'm gonna try. Yep. Down another flight. There should be. Just kind of show me where I need to stand. It looks like right here. Ah, there we go.
You don't mind if I search your pockets, do you, sir? You won't need any of these anyway. I'm not stealing from you, mister. I'm only redistributing your belongings to people who need them more than you. You see,
Sketchy.
No one has claimed your body, sir. So it would be such a shame to bury you with your valuables.
I mean, I get it.
I will not forget you, sir. And I thank you for your generous donation.
Well, well. There's a fire truck again. Boop, boop, boop. Long letter. Oh god. Birmingham, 27th October. Hello sis, how are things in the big city? Here in Brum, things are not so good. It seems the flu is here again, and we have many new cases of infection in the neighborhood. Do you remember Miss Shella, the old drinking hag from the 3rd floor? She passed away 2 days ago, and her flat is already occupied again. Geez, you'd have to pay me a huge amount of money to go sleep in the bed in which a woman died of the flu a few hours ago. Sorry I did not take time to quickly answer your last letter. Between taking care of little Paul, Mom, Dad, and my job at the factory, I rarely find time to write to my favorite sister. By the way, my son says hello to his Auntie Pippa. You should see the little bugger, already driving me mad. And Mom says you bring back some of those marvelous cakes next time you come back home. In your last letter, you told me you thought about quitting your job at the Pembroke Hospital. I have to tell you, Pip, you better think twice. There are always jobs at the factory, but wages are shit, and it's as boring as a day without a shag. Oh, I have a new fiance, and no, I'm no slut, you moral bitch, you. So if you really want to quit and do something more useful than counting the dead every morning, perhaps you better stay in London and join that band you told me about. The Guard or Priven, something like that? Never heard of them, but if they are, like you said, some sort of civil militia trying to make a difference, then maybe it's a good choice for you. Just be sure the others go in front. That's my poor Billy got killed in France, leading too many patrols. Bloody war. Anyway, come back as soon as you can and give me all the good news before that. I am your affectionate sister, Lucy, Paul, Mom and Dad. Hey, Pippa.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Pippa, are you sure you want to leave this hospital?
To become a nurse was a little girl's dream. But in the end, I don't feel that useful.
You are, though.
I want more. I want to make things change.
You should be proud of what you've achieved. This hospital represents hope for many people in need of help.
Maybe you're right. But at the moment, I feel like we're just a cemetery waiting room.
Fair.
What steps are you prepared to take to feel more useful?
I don't know yet. My sister believes that the real fight is in the streets nowadays. Maybe she's right. Maybe this is what I must do.
Oh, no.
And what about Milton Hooks? Does he share your point of view?
For Milton, any change means more comfort and more peace. I disagree.
If you feel that saving lives is not useful enough, perhaps it means that you've lost faith.
On the contrary, my faith has never been stronger. Maybe we are all just too proud to face up to the fact that science cannot compete with God.
She still has a hint, though. She's still got a thing of text, so I'll have to wait.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Look at that guy outside. I will go talk to the guy outside. I actually don't know him.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed.
Always a pleasure to meet a colleague, sir. Especially when he was supposedly dead.
A colleague? Are you a doctor too?
Not anymore, sir. I used to be Dr. Rakesh Chadana. Now, I'm just Mr. Chadana, pawnbroker and humble guardian of this morgue.
What do you mean, you used to be a doctor? Was your license revoked?
No, sir. It is just that I like to be precise. I run a little pawn shop while taking care of the dead. But I used to be a real doctor.
Do you work here alone?
Yes, very easy work, sir. All I have to do is watch a few bodies. The situation was very different when the main morgue was still open.
Why do you have to watch these bodies?
Because these poor fellows have no names.
Oh, jeez.
We keep them in case someone comes looking for the missing. Sadly, very rarely happens.
Why close the hospital's main morgue?
It was for sanitary reasons after the beginning of the epidemic. Cadavers had to be moved to the nearest mass grave.
Are you afraid or uneasy being surrounded by so many corpses?
Why should I? These bodies are empty vessels. Flesh left to decay. Poof. No soul anymore. All gone.
An interesting point of view. And quite an exotic one, too. Most people fear, or at least have respect, for dead flesh.
Sir, as a medic during the war, I learned to face my death and the death of others. It's the pain we have to tame, not death itself.
Interesting.
How did you get this job?
After I left the army, I worked as an undertaker down by the docks. A dangerous place with many an unpleasant business there. Milton Hooks helped me get a job here.
Have we met before?
I don't think so, sir. Why?
When we first talked, you said you were glad to meet me since I was reported dead.
Funny story, sir. Your sister came here a few nights ago. You were missing, and she was looking for your body. She must be very relieved now.
I kinda killed her. There's that.
A pawnbroker? I expect you get all types of people here.
Yes, sir. All kind of people. For I sell all kind of goods.
Who comes here to trade with you? It's very unhygienic, even unsafe. Diseases can spread. For the customers, for the hospital.
I'm very cautious, sir. I've been a doctor, remember? And all my clients are good people. In fact, I think I only know good people.
What kind of goods?
With the quarantine, it's not always easy to buy things. So I trade, I exchange. Some people sell, some others buy. I like to help.
Since you're not afraid of dying, do you believe in life after death, Rakesh?
Such a forceful question.
I believe we must do all the good we can while alive. For our time is short, and the obstacles are endless.
Do you think you would enjoy immortality as a concept?
I don't think so. Don't mistake me. I love life, and I'd like to live a long life. But everything has to decay, sir. Even goodwill.
True.
Do you really believe goodwill cannot last?
As I said, sir, everything decays. If I was to never die, goodness, I would be bored or worse. And I like to be helpful, sir.
Quite depressing, wouldn't you say?
Yes, but the good news is, we'll all die before losing our humanity, sir.
So you're ready to die?
No, I am not. I don't fear death, for I won't see it. What troubles me is the pain my death will inflict to those I know.
You're a wise man, Mr. Chadana.
No, Dr. Reed. I am a foolish man. But I like to think
Okay, I like you. I know what you're doing, but So honestly, they're not gonna use
How dare you steal from the dead, Rakesh? Is that what your pawnbrokers is really about?
These people are dead, sir. What they possessed could be useful for the living. And I'm sure they would agree if they could speak.
You may be right, but you'll go to jail if you're caught.
If ever I have to go to jail, I'm sure I'll find a way to help people there, too.
Okay. Are we good here? Yeah. Still got one more. What do you have?
Please show me what you have to sell.
Of course. It's just trinkets and curios, really. But I'm sure they can be useful.
Cool. Oh boy. Okay, drugs. You're really best friends because I'm gonna need all your drugs later. Okay. So real quick, I'm gonna go heal Clay. Oh, Thomas Elwood. I need to talk to him actually. Oh, God. How are there still people I haven't talked to in this hospital?
Good evening, sir. Can I help you?
Unless you're here to fix my face. No. I don't think you can help me.
I'm Dr. Reed. I've recently taken the position of head surgeon here.
Face transplants are
War
a good new
injuries,
thing.
am I right?
You guessed right, Doctor. German shell took my pretty little mug right off. But they still call me Thomas Elwood.
Jesus.
How is your stay with us, Mr. Elwood?
Oh, it's bliss. I just escaped death in the trenches to be surrounded again by the moans of the dying.
Can I ask you precisely why you're a patient here?
It's the pain, sir. The drugs don't work. It just hurts under the scars, if you get my drift.
Can I do anything for your pain?
Nurses gave me a bunch of pills. No effect. Told you. It's like the flames are under my skin, burning away.
Who is treating you? Is someone in particular looking after your case?
Nobody since the old and tired doctor spoke to me. Started to think I was forgotten about. Wouldn't blame you.
You don't seem worried by that.
My face hurts so much more when I smile or cry. I've learned it's easier not to speak. But be assured I'm smiling inside.
I wonder if it is neurological.
Why do you feel responsible for the injury, Thomas? What really happened?
I wasn't disfigured by any German shells. It happened during my leave. It was an accident.
Tell me what really happened then.
I went with a whore in Rouen. Dead drunk I was. The hotel was a shithole. There was a fire that night.
Did you start the fire? Were you trying to avoid going back to the front? That's not uncommon, you know.
No.
What are you doing up? Got a sleepwalker, be right back. The hardest thing I have to deal with as a mother is that my 6-year-old daughter will try to sleepwalk out the front door in the middle of the night. Anyway.
Just I was asleep when the flames reached the room. The girl was long gone. Bitch never woke me up. Left me to burn.
Why lie about it?
Come on. It's one thing to come back disfigured by the Germans, and it's another to get injured in an accident that could have happened to anybody.
Reconstructive surgery has been very successful for some soldiers.
I don't want to wear a bloody mask for the rest of my life. I'd rather stay here and just be forgotten.
Ah, do you feel hints? If he wants to die... You know, if he wants to die... Did not know you could kill hints. Well, now we know. Can I try that again?
Why do you feel
I wasn't...
Why?
Come on.
I
don't want to wear...
No, I can't. Dang.
How close are you to Miss Hallcroft? Are you aware that she thinks she is a vampire?
To wait for her next nibble is the best reason to stay here. Every time she approaches my bed, she treats me like something tasty. A normal person.
Aren't you afraid? She may hurt you if the game goes too far.
She's quite harmless, I can assure you. Her head's broken inside is all. While I'm busted on the outside. But she's still beautiful. Living proof that there's hope for me.
You do realize she's mentally disturbed. It's called the Cotard syndrome. She truly believes she's a vampire.
In her madness, she never refers to my scars. And frankly, if I could, I'd join her world. It seems much more fun than the real one.
So do you let her bite you? You know that's not sanitary.
And why not? She's only supping a few drops of my blood. And the pain, it's real for once.
She could decide to bite less willing patients.
Then it's another good reason for me to stay here, Doctor.
I still have one more there, though.
Where were you stationed, sir? Did you serve for long?
I really don't want to talk about all this shit.
No offense. I was pushing too much. I served in France myself. I just wanted to know what happened to you.
You were an officer, weren't you? Then I doubt we fought the same war, sir. No offense.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
Damn. The pain.
Go talk to him again. Swansea was here, I think? I forget.
Please, Jonathan, come in. Fascinating, is it not? In the last decade, so many mysteries have been brought to light with our microscopes. The human body, biology's penultimate frontier. The more we explore its boundaries, the less we're able to trace a clear line between life and death. You, my friend, have a foot in both countries. The view must be vertiginous.
It's at least as vertiginous as chatting about vampires with you, I would say.
This must be all so new to you. This area of town, the hospital, a brand new life. How stimulating it must be.
I wish I could share your enthusiasm, Dr. Swansea. But my condition defies scientific categorization. Undead? Unalive? Immortality defies logic.
I cannot express my thrill at this serendipitous turn of events. The world's most eminent specialist in blood transfusions, a vampire. One might say a gift from heaven.
It may seem strange, but your words have brought me some comfort here.
Forgive me. I've been an admirer of your work for a long time, and now you are so much more than a brilliant physician. And please, call me Edgar.
Either Jonathan's really tall, or Edgar's short.
There is no need to apologize, Edgar. You offered me sanctuary when I had none.
Very well. I have a task for you, Jonathan. Something that will require all your newfound skills.
Please, go on.
The Pembroke only survives through the generosity of our benefactors. Unfortunately, our main donor has found herself in a bit of a bind. Now, if you could help her out...
A spokesman or politician is what you need. That's not my calling. And until I come to understand what has happened to me, I require discretion.
Discretion is in order, Jonathan. Lady Ashbury has recently received rather indelicate correspondence that, if revealed, would jeopardize her position.
And you would like me to eradicate this threat?
By the stole, of course not. I would just like you to pay her a visit. Her ladyship is certainly near the tents outside, tending the sick. You can't miss her. Look for someone impossibly delicate.
Accepted. I'll see what kind of trouble Lady Ashbury is in.
Impossibly delicate? What even does that mean, Edgar? Do you want to go around? I want to make some treatments. I'm gonna need to treat Clay. I'm down here, I think. Yeah. Couple of you. Okay, what do I need more? If I need more... Sodium hypochlorite. Okay. Quite a bit more of that stuff. Well, we got a little bit now.
Good evening, Mr. Hampton. How do you feel?
Dr. Reed, is it? Oh, sir, I must apologize for my behavior.
What do you mean?
I was not myself in the factory. Fear and exhaustion made me say awful things to you, I'm afraid.
You remained perfectly nice and polite. A little delirious, perhaps.
When were you
but
rude?
Who wouldn't be after enduring an abduction?
Thank you, Doctor. That's a relief. Now all I need to do is rest and return to my flock.
Oh my god, you have
Goodbye,
a lot.
Mr. Hampton. We'll talk again later.
We're gonna kill Clay here after make sure all his stuff gets opened up. She's over there.
I've never seen so many people die. Hey, Doc.
You're lucky to be alive, Mr. Cox. I hope you're starting to take better care of yourself.
This place is full of sickness and decay. How could I get better in such a dump?
Consider yourself lucky that I'm treating all of my patients equally. But don't push your luck.
Don't play the innocent with me. I'm sure you have good reasons to act this way. And also weaknesses that can be exploited.
You're on the kill list.
Have you heard of any underhand dealings going on in the hospital?
Blackmail? That's not my style. Too risky. The black market, though. Now that's where the money is.
Let's have a couple of these to get before I kill him.
I'll leave you for now, Mr. Cox.
I need a rest here for...
The flu took my dear wife, Emily. I take comfort knowing we'll soon be together again.
Mr. Rainfield, that's no way to talk. You're in good hands here, and we'll be up again soon enough. Now do me a kindness and get some sleep. I'll be back round later.
Your words are kind, the blessings of an angel. You're the sweet, sweet lady of mercy.
Ah, I know who you are. You're the vampire from before.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. It's a pleasure to see you again. You seem surprised. Dr. Swansea has brought me up to speed concerning your recent appointment to Pembroke Hospital.
You're a the lady who saved me that night, before vanishing into thin air. I remember you from the pub with Dr. Swansea.
Indeed. Allow me to introduce myself formally this time. My name is Lady Ashbury. I remember you well, in spite of the brevity of our encounter.
Apologies. You've taken me by surprise. I'm very happy to see you.
The pleasure is mine, Doctor.
I hope you're more disposed to answer my questions now.
You must have countless questions, but our rather urgent matter first. Swansea has explained. My cover, if you prefer, has been compromised.
Oh, that's a whole different...
Pardon my boldness, your ladyship, but I have questions concerning this condition we share.
As a newborn, your hunger for answers is rivaled only by your thirst for blood. But the questions need wait.
I'm a scientist. My trade is in the deciphering of mysteries, and I need information to feed my mind.
I will gladly answer every question you have, but first, prove yourself capable of resolving my predicament without eating the culprit.
Have any of the patients given you trouble?
These poor souls have so little left to live for. I do my best to ease their pain.
The world would be a better place if it were cared for by women like you.
You make me blush. I am simply a necessary evil.
I'm gonna hit on you.
Dr. Swansea has commissioned me to be your agent in this matter. You could start by explaining what's amiss.
These past insufferable weeks, I've been the victim of extortion. I've made a first payment, but the blackmailer grows greedy.
Of course.
I must refuse his most recent demands.
Is it another vampire?
Who would be so foolish as to threaten you? A kindred spirit.
Even if it were the case, and I highly doubt it, a vampire would have asked for something more valuable than money. My suspicions lean toward a patient, or their family.
What are your expectations? Please be precise.
As the newly appointed surgeon of this hospital, you are in an excellent position to ask innocent questions, and deftly learn the identity of my blackmailer.
If we're dealing with an ordinary criminal, surely you've the means to deal with it yourself, if I may.
As immortal tradition doth dictate, all fangs and hypnotic eyes ablaze, the blood would run like a river. That's what I hope to avoid. Violence has a tendency to spiral out of control.
True.
Please continue. Every detail is essential. I'm your man.
My embarrassment in this matter is eclipsed only by my shame at having put the hospital at risk. The threat from our anonymous scoundrel is clear. A list of dates. My visits coinciding with the dates of suspicious patient deaths due to massive blood loss.
I'll
take care of it. Do you know where I should start?
I get it. They're probably already dead anyway.
If that was the case, I'd settle the matter myself. You could talk to our local gossip, Harriet Jones. Not a pin drops here without her hearing about it.
I'll meet that woman now.
My life, as others know, is in your hands, Dr. Reed. I'm sure of your discretion, but I do fear your powers of persuasion will be put to the test.
Crap.
When this is resolved, I'll be your obligé. I'll answer all questions in regards of your condition.
Hey, deal. This can screw up an immortal. Blowing their cover like that. That must be great gems there, but anyway.
Read with no respect.
Jeez,
Hello
yeah,
again,
that's
Dr. Reed.
I'll talk to you for a minute.
Do you know Tom Watts, the bartender from the Turtle? I met him before I found you in the canning factory.
Tom? Yes, of course. Always the helping hand, good old Tom. Without men like him, corruption and despair would have wiped out the East End long ago.
Okay.
People are still in despair.
How could it be otherwise? The authorities have left us all to rot in this contagious nightmare. No drugs, no advice, nothing. It's a damn shame.
We're definitely handling this epidemic better.
Who should I avoid in this part of town, then? Any particularly evil figures?
Not really. Most men and women are just doing their best. And it's not my habit to speak ill of people I know, Doctor.
How did you end up in William Bishop's den?
I had received alarming news about his recent behavior. I went to his place and he refused to let me go.
Why did he abduct you?
William was an alcoholic. His addiction suddenly changed to blood. I don't know why. Just like a patient I met here. This Miss Hawcroft.
You dared to enter this awful place alone. You're a hero, Mr. Hampton. Or a fool.
I'm just a man trying to help his friends, Dr. Reed. William Bishop was a conflicted soul, searching for light.
What is the general situation in the East End docks?
The situation has always been tough, with a lot of tensions between the gangs and the dockers' trade union. The wet boot boys are very nervous since they lost their leader.
Who leads the gang now?
Since Clay Cox went missing, it's his wife Edwina who runs the show, with the assistance of her minion, Booth Digby.
Has the gang been threatening you?
Ah, no. I have had this nickname for so long, you know, the sad saint of the East End. No one dares to bug a saint, not even criminals.
I like him. I don't want to kill him.
How do you feel, Mr. Hampton? Medically speaking, I mean.
I feel exhausted. Beyond exhaustion, actually. William drank so much of my blood in his madness. I feel empty.
You're in good hands here. Dr. Swansea is well versed in blood transfusion, and I'm sure he'll take the best care of you.
Thank you, sir. I believe all I need is rest. And then I can go back to the people who need me.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Hampton? I can't help but notice the cross around your neck.
I manage a night asylum for the poor and homeless of the docks. And I try to guide the lost and hesitant on the right path to our Lord.
That's a cross, too. I don't think it's a crucifix.
Are you a priest, Mr. Hampton? A deacon, maybe?
Not at all, Doctor. I'm just a man of faith willing to preach the good word.
Why didn't you use your cross against William Bishop? To repel him somehow?
That's a very strange question, Doctor. A cross is no magical token, if that's what you were trying to say. Not mine, anyway.
Maybe it is a crucifix. I honestly can't tell.
Have you made friends since you arrived?
Not really. But I recognize Miss Harriet Jones. I knew her when she lived by the docks. That poor woman had such a miserable life.
You never came to see her here at Pembroke? Receiving visits when sick can be an important part of the healing process, you know. We're not just bodies.
You're preaching to the converted now, Doctor. To be truly honest, I thought she was dead. She left the docks many months ago.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Goodbye, Mr. Hampton. We'll talk again later.
And now we'll go talk to Harriet.
What is this? Who are you? Get out of my room.
There's no need for alarm, madam. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon.
Preposterous. Dr. Reed, you say? I don't want some bumbling intern. Where's Dr. Swansea?
Please, calm down, madam. I assure you that I am highly qualified. I'm just back from war duty.
How brave. Threatening an old defenseless woman. You know how long I've been a patient here? You've picked the wrong fight. I'm Harriet Jones.
Harriet Jones? Indeed. I've been meaning to have a chat with you. You know what goes on here better than any other patient, I gather.
Oh, better than any patient, nurse or doctor. I've seen so many vile undertakings.
I heard there have been some despicable goings-on. Was there a case of blackmail?
Blackmail? Wait. You're investigating something. This isn't a social call. One of those incompetent cunts slit a poor sod's vein.
You seem to know more about the goings-on here than anyone else. Beware, Miss Jones, in case suspicion should fall on you.
That's it. Blame the old and infirm. I see those little bitches' greedy little eyes. Just waiting for me to pop off they are.
What on earth?
If I didn't know better, Miss Jones, I'd be inclined to say you enjoy this type of idle gossip.
God's honest truth, Doctor. It's just the way it is here. Most of these bitches would let you freeze
Jesus
to death
Christ,
before
calm
getting your
down, woman.
blanket.
Calm down.
I assure you, madam, this is not an investigation into a possible medical error.
Debauchery, then? Nurses Crane, Hawkins, Brannigans, whores, all of them. They can't keep their legs shut. I've seen them scratching slutty sores.
Really?
Holy crap,
Well, if you
calm
have irrefutable
down.
proof, I'll not have the staff behaving in such a manner here.
This is your business, Doctor, not mine. But I swear one of the nurses is cavorting with some man on hospital hours.
Thank you for your time, Miss Jones. You've given me something to go on. See you on the next round.
Who that is? Yeah, Pippa. Yeah, I was like, I find Nurse Pippa. Pippa!
The patients and staff might know something. I'll start my investigation with them.
Wait. Yeah. What the hell? Oh god. Find the 3 nurses. Oh, I talked to the 3 nurses? Okay. So they need to evolve here too, so I might do that real quick. Like desperately need to do it. Actually, I first put it off for a little bit longer. Just don't know how much longer I can put it off till.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
What can you tell me about the strange man visiting one of the nurses during her shift?
Let me guess. You spoke with that old shrew, Harriet Jones. Do not pay attention to her, Doctor. She's full of fanciful tales.
Is it you?
She could have been telling the truth about the mysterious man.
That old witch will end up in hell soon enough. Who cares if a nurse finds some happiness where she can?
No matter how you feel about her, Miss Jones deserves our help.
Who says I don't care for her? Hate is what keeps that old crone alive.
She's a bit of a Karen.
What can you tell me?
Let me get...
Yeah, nothing.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
And I'll be right back because my son's having a nightmare.
Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
Have you seen a strange man visiting any of the nurses here?
I've never heard of such a thing, Doctor.
Do you know if any of the hospital staff have criminal backgrounds?
The people who work here all come from very different backgrounds, Doctor. Just like the patients.
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
What must I do? What must I do? This isn't even my neighborhood. What's that?
You're sure you don't come back with me?
Nah, I have to see someone at the hospital.
Be careful. You look so bad they may keep you as a patient.
Fuck 'em. I don't like hospitals, or doctors.
Well then, when you go back to Whitechapel, you may find this useful.
What is it?
A pass for a free medical exam by the best nurse available. Just read it.
I don't read well, but thank you, I guess.